abdomen relax. We're not worrying about hot girl summer right now. Hi, my name's Kevin. I'm a quantum consciousness coach and transformation guide. I help demystify the mystical, make the spiritual practical, and break down the barriers to personal enlightenment. All right, so what is a whole brain state and why do I care? A whole brain state is when both hemispheres of your brain are active, they're balanced, neural pathways are connected between all the hemispheres, and there's a fluid-filled membrane connecting the two called the corpus callosum. When the corpus callosum is full, you're in a balanced brain state and you have all of your faculties available. You've got your creativity, your emotional centers, and you've got your practical problem-solving centers all working together. When we're in a stress response, which most of us are all the time, we are in a dominant hemisphere state. The corpus callosum membrane drains, so there's no more connection to the prefrontal cortex, and we're in a dominant hemisphere state. We're going to be a little bit more emotional or a little bit more practical problem solving, but either way, we're imbalanced. What does an imbalanced brain state create? It creates assumptions, it creates reactions, it creates judgment, it creates comparison, it points fingers where we think the problem is, as opposed to recognizing that the only problem that ever exists is within ourselves. And it really throws us off our game in gnarly ways. It wrecks relationships, it can ruin lives, it keeps us addicted to our phones or exercise or substances, it keeps us thinking that other people are doing things to us. And the longer we stay in a stress response, the more familiar it gets, the more frayed our system gets, the more depleted our adrenals, our nervous system, and our immune system get. And that's when we start to get symptomatic, and that's when we start to get sick. So returning to a whole brain state as frequently as possible is a really powerful first step that you can take to disrupt the negative reactions in life and come back to balance sooner than later. Because if we're not recognizing a reaction, we're just going to stay in that reaction forever. So recognize a reaction and take a positive step to disrupt it with something called a whole brain exercise. And what we're doing is effectively hitting reset on the outlet in a bathroom. Like if you've ever seen the blue and the red button on a bathroom outlet, there's a reset button just in case water gets near the outlet, so it shuts it down so it can't affect the circuitry. That's what we're doing with returning to a balanced brain state. We're hitting reset. We're getting out of our stress response. We're coming back into the peaceful present, and it can help us reconnect with that essence of who we really are, that awesomeness that is you, without so much of the need tos, the have tos, the shoulds, the labels, the judgments, the comparisons, and the assumptions that we experience so much of in life. So I'll leave you with a quick one today. You can do this pretty much anywhere unless you're driving machinery, and you can disrupt a stress response in less than a minute. So whenever we're disrupting something within the mind-body system, it's important to cross the midline because we are electromagnetic. We've got two electromagnetic fields, one around our heart that looks like a donut, and then a larger outer electromagnetic field, just like the Earth has. And when we're in a stress response, not only does our whole brain state disappear, our entire electromagnetic resonance shifts from harmony to dissonance, shifts from resonance to disharmony. So to shift back to that peacefully present, non-attached whole brain state, we're going to do a little bit of breathing and we're going to cross the midline of the body. So go ahead and cross your legs at your ankles, any way that's comfortable for you, and cross your arms at the wrist. Once again, any way that's comfortable for you. Now just find a nice relaxed seat. Let your abdomen relax. We're not worrying about hot girl summer right now. We're just focusing on getting a big, full diaphragmatic breath into our lungs. And then all we're going to do is pull a breath from the base of the belly to the top of the lungs, a full belly breath. And then when you get to the top of your breath, just let it go. If you do this type of focused breathing while crossing your wrists and your ankles, you're going to ease yourself back into a balanced brain state, shift out of a stress response, and come back to the peaceful present moment. There's a lot more options as far as disruptions go. You can check them out at this link right there. And the challenge is that a lot of times when we're in a reaction, it feels justified, it feels righteous, it feels powerful. The opportunity is that it's a false power. We're pulling on our limited reserves of our adrenal system, nervous system, and immune system when we are in fight, flight, freeze. So the more we can come back to the present moment, the more we can find that peaceful presence, that moment in life, the more opportunity we give our system to recover. And we're not going to be so stressed out. We're not going to be in such a state of neurological disorganization and nervous system imbalance that we're freaking out all the time. So if you're really ready to take some steps to coming back to who you really are underneath all of the programs and conditioning of life, go ahead and click the link up here to get our free daily nervous system reset. It's about a 3-minute practice in the morning, about a 9-minute practice in the evening, and you're going to find yourself in a completely different place of operation as opposed to just being stressed all the time, which most of us really are. So that's why a whole brain state is super important to understand and to recognize when we're out of, so we can shift back into, so we can get back to more of who we really are, start living our lives more for ourselves, stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. All right, I hope that helps. Have a beautiful day.